Welcome to the I Am Pivot 180 experiment. I'm Angela. A European commented, and she was saying something about the dark times that we're living in America. And the comment was, no, you guys are doing so good. You're fighting hard against fascism and things that we have taken us 20 years to do, you guys are doing right now, which I think is a really good sign because I'm already super excited that this isn't about politics anymore because that's not my forte. This is about no king's mentality and regime tearing it all down, that energy and the other energy. Recently, I've come across actually non-white Americans talking about more of a big picture thing, that this was the age of Pisces. Edgar Tolle talks about the humanity is an ego mindset right now. And we need to evolve into something higher, something more. And that is what's happening not only in America, all over the world. People are choosing to wake up, not just having some trauma happen to them and then waking up because they see the light. Although that's how many of the people do see that there's a bigger picture, that this is not all there is, this reality, that we are all part of something. We are all connected to something. We are all stemming from the same divine source energy. And what is missing in the American experiment, as far as I'm concerned, is the infusion of feminine energy too. This does not mean female. This means that we are all energy. We are a balance of both. We have masculine and feminine. And with the whole alpha male rage, they want to deny any part of the feminine energy. And that doesn't mean this is not about the gay part of them. This is about the compassionate, empathetic, creative, out of the box thinking, this kind of community orientated, fluid, intuitive, all these kinds of good things. That is feminine energy. Why wouldn't a man want to be tapped into his feminine energy? I personally was brought up by a fantastic father who was completely tapped into both sides in balance because he was a creative, out of the box thinker. And anyone who knew him back in the day knew he did things his own way, was not beating to the corporate drum. He was an out of the box thinker and he loved to do things his own way creatively. And that's because my story started in America when he was very young at the beginning of his family and career. And he was handpicked by Nike, which at that time was a company that could have only happened in America, which is very tapped into the feminine energy side as well. I mean, it's the goddess of victory. So it's that wing, with the wings. Like, I love just seeing how all these things are connected because everything is connected. Everyone is connected. And this girl, I'm jumping around a bit, but she said that we are heading into the age of Aquarius. And we can all feel it here. I mean, something is happening. We are gaining more confidence. If I think about the American story and that fact that 249 years ago was colonization and patriarchy was strong and all the Calvinists and Protestants, Catholics, building the country, that this was a certain kind of mindset that decided that this was the way. So they wrote, directed, and performed in this experiment in a way that it would serve them forever. And if it didn't, then 250 years later, somebody would come to to tear it all down. If not one person, maybe a lot of different kind of groups would do it because they would believe that they are superior and that they are the superior race, religion, all these things. And that's kind of what's happening right now. But the good news is that there's so many more of us than there are of them. The way that I speak, I know makes people say it's woo-woo, but this is just a scientific thing. We are, like, scientifically, we are this energy. And if you do believe in a higher power or a religion, then you know that our creator, divine source energy, created the whole universe and everything in it. So I think this is very exciting times, especially with what is going on. Look with the Epstein files. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I love that the whole thing was basically unanimous. And the narcissist, this is going to enrage him. Worse things are going to happen. And then now all of a sudden he is calling for the death of 6 Democrats in Congress. The whole internet is blowing up right now. Just interesting to see. Like, look at this play and people going along with it. So many people going along with it, and also intelligent people. So in a way, I feel like when the white settlers came over, or the Europeans that came over, and this whole supremacy thing, the ones who think like this, it's because, this is generations and generations and generations that this is the way that it is. That has nothing to do with us, but it's also not nothing that you have to grow up in an environment where, and this is in Europe as well, that this is the way that it is, and these are the right people and these are the wrong people. This is a patriarchic European kind of mindset thing, but luckily we're in America. This is exciting. Even though it's a little scary, I do believe that if all of us stand together and do join the I Am Pivot 180 experiment, because what it is really is healing from an environment where that patriarchy and stuff is the norm. Also hurt you in your own story in whatever way. And this is just the human condition, because we all have challenges. We all go through things. This is why in Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey, he says that all stories are basically have the same pattern, which means that all of humanity, we basically have the same story, even if it's not exactly the same. We have somebody that betrayed us. We have death. We have this. We have that. White privileged often don't have oppression unless they're women in the way that other communities do. But this is what makes this moment so interesting. And this is also what makes it so important to shift that energy as soon as possible within ourselves first, within our own story, and then connect to the others so that we can collectively infuse the new way with feminine energy. I saw someone the other day on Larry who was talking, I think she's a Black priest, and she was talking about all the things that I love and all the things that are so necessary. Everybody came from Africa, and the fact that this culture has all the wisdom, these are the original OGs. And women here have been the ones who have been the organizers and the homemakers and the keepers, and are working and resilient, keeping it all together, and the faith and the music and the community. And that is like one community. When we get to a point, I would trust Black women the most to say, this is what we need to do. This is the way. Beyond politics, it has to be we the people and a ground up kind of movement.